And when they got here, the first thing they said to me is, to Tesla, we can't get in these cars. And I said, I don't care if you have to cut my car in half. Just get her out.
How's everybody doing? My name is Anthony Brian Logan, and today we got to talk about a toddler being trapped inside of a Tesla because the battery died. Now, if you guys know about Teslas, they don't have like actual manual handles for the door on the outside. It's all based on the electronics. But if the electronics are not working, then you can't open the door. Now, there is a manual latch to open the door on the inside of the car, but that won't do you any good if you're on the outside of the car. Now, what happened was a toddler was trapped inside while I think the mom or the grandma or somebody was outside. Now, I'm not really sure how that whole thing happened, how the baby was inside and the adult was outside. I don't really know, but that's what happened. So she's trying to get inside the vehicle. It doesn't open. There's no physical door handle on the outside. There's no way to pop it open with an app because the battery is dead. So what do? You're pretty much out of luck. Now, before I go any further, let's get to the actual news clip here. And of course, I will link to everything in the description. If you have a Tesla, fair warning, you might get triggered. But without further ado, let's go ahead and roll it.
All right, coming up on 5:30, we're following up tonight on an On Your Side report about a woman who got trapped inside her Tesla after the car's battery died.
Dangerous in the heat, and she says it could have been much worse.
I had taken my granddaughter to the zoo, and it really struck me that I was actually kind of lucky because I had put my granddaughter in her car seat, shut the door, and I immediately thought to myself, wow, what if this had happened when I just put my granddaughter in the car?
Right. So you could be just loading everything in your vehicle, loading the baby in, strapping her in, shut the door, and then you go to the driver's side. And in that time, the battery dies and now you can't get in. Now we got a bad situation. You're in Arizona. It's very hot, very, very hot, over 100 degrees sometimes in the shade. You got a bad problem right there.
You know what? That is exactly what happened to a Scottsdale woman with her Model Y Tesla. On Your Side's Gary Harper is here with her story.
Yeah, like we just said, we spoke to that viewer yesterday regarding her. She was locked inside of her car. It was a bad situation for her. She was finally able to get out. Today, we talked to another viewer. She was stuck on the outside of her Tesla, but her 20-month-old granddaughter was trapped inside. Not a very good situation.
So the first one, I saw two stories about this. The first lady was trapped inside, and now this lady was trapped outside with the baby, the toddler, the little, goo goo gaga, basically on the inside in Arizona heat.
This viewer couldn't open the door with the handle or the app on her phone to get the toddler out. She was forced to call 911, and then first responders had to use an axe.
It's going to take my granddaughter to the zoo.
Renee Sanchez says she's a big fan of Tesla, but what happened to her recently has changed her mind. That's because Renee tells On Your Side she loaded her 20-month-old granddaughter into her car seat for a trip to the zoo.
And I closed the door, went around the car, get in the front seat, and my car was dead. I could not get in. My phone key wouldn't open it. My card key wouldn't open it.
On Your Side.
So that right there answers the question about how was the baby on the outside? On the inside, and she was on the outside because she's just loading the baby up like how you would do. Put the baby in the car seat, make sure everything's good. Close the door. After she's secure, you go around to your side, get in the front, take her to the zoo. But now the car doesn't open. The app is not responding. The vehicle's dead. Now we got a problem.
Side explained in a recent On Your Side report, when the Tesla battery that operates electronics dies, there's a hidden latch on the driver's side armrest that will unlock the door manually.
That's on the inside, not the outside. That's the problem.
It's a latch many Tesla owners don't know about. But in this case, Renee was stuck outside of her Tesla while the toddler was trapped inside, buckled into a car seat. Renee tells On Your Side she had no option but to call 911, which immediately dispatched Scottsdale firefighters.
And when they got here, the first thing they said to me is, to Tesla, we can't get in these cars.
Imagine hearing something like that with your grandbaby in the back seat of the vehicle and this Arizona heat and the temperature keep climbing. Imagine hearing that, like to just, I mean, but they're not telling her a lie.
And I said, I don't care if you have to cut my car in half. Just get her out.
Firefighters were forced to break a window with an axe, but they first covered the window with tape to keep glass from falling inside. Meanwhile, Renee's granddaughter sat alone inside the Tesla that was getting hotter and hotter.
So she was okay for the first few minutes. But as soon as the firemen came and all the commotion started and the windows getting broken into, she started crying because she was scared.
Of course. I mean, grown people probably be scared about something like that. Imagine you trapped in the vehicle and now it's getting hard to breathe in Arizona. Imagine that. And then there might be a fire risk, I suppose. And them lithium ion batteries do not go out without a fight.
A firefighter was able to climb through the window and pull the toddler to safety. They even gave her a little fire hat to calm her.
After I knew she was safe, then the anger, and then all the thoughts of, oh my God, this could have been so much worse.
The 12-volt battery that powers the electronics had died with no warning. Tesla drivers are supposed to get 3 warnings before that happens, but the Tesla service department confirmed to Renee that she didn't get any warnings at all.
That's the thing. When that battery goes, you're dead in the water.
On Your Side has learned there is a way for drivers to unlock their cars when they're stuck outside, but it's a complicated series of time-consuming steps involving wires and battery chargers. But again, many Tesla owners and first responders don't even know about it.
But by the time you do all that, you could just call 911, have them come bust your window out and go about it that way. You see what I'm saying? And then most people are not very mechanically sound, so it's easy to go through all these steps, mess one up. Then you got to start off. Like, it doesn't make no sense. Tesla, if you can hear the sound of my voice, just listen to me very closely. How about just have some simple things that work? Like, I don't know, a regular mechanical door handle that's not relying upon the 12-volt battery to operate. These electric vehicles, they're not ready for prime time. Everybody says, oh, these are great ABL. Look, if you have an electric vehicle, a Tesla, Rivian, whatever it is, congratulations. I hope you enjoy your vehicle. I'm not trying to rain your parade. But to try to make these things required and have all of the gas-powered fleet switch over to electric is simply unrealistic at this time. Because aside from the inability to charge all these hunks of junk, electric vehicles on the grid, and the lack of infrastructure to charge when you're traveling, and the weight, that's something else. Like I said before in the previous video, electric vehicles weigh 30% more than your average internal combustion engine vehicle, 30% more. So that's going to increase the wear and tear on my roads. We keep talking about you got to spend all this tax money on. Aside from all of that, we can't even get some basic ticky-tack things correct, like having a mechanical door handle outside of a Tesla, which is, I think, the most sold electric vehicle in the USA. So, I mean, what's really going on? I like Elon Musk. I like what he's doing with Twitter and things of this nature. But Tesla is kind of janky, to be totally honest.
We need to educate the first responders because they had no idea. None. They were as much in the dark as I was.
Renee wants to see Tesla add a better option to get into a car with a dead battery. And while she's been a big supporter of Tesla, this latest episode has shaken her trust.
So I give Tesla props. When it works, it's great. But when it doesn't, it can be deadly.
So there's more to the video. I'll leave it right there. So you know what the solution is as I close. Let's have an actual key. Like, okay, a key fob, that's cool, great. But like in some vehicles, you have a key fob, and if you push a certain button, you can reveal a key. And there's an actual place for the key to go. And you can unlock the car just like that. It's something that's so simple. A thing that we had on the first vehicles, some of these old cars, it'd be a car in the junkyard that has 800,000 miles on it for 35 years ago that has that feature. So if that feature was available in those old cars, then why can't we have it right now? I know and understand the importance of being sleek and modern, and we don't need keys, all this and that and the third, but at a certain point, let's have some things that work. Why reinvent the wheel if the wheel already works perfectly fine? Doesn't make any sense. But I think I'll leave that right there for now. And what say you? What's your take on this whole Tesla kerfuffle? The 12-volt battery dying and you pretty much dead in the water. You got your baby in there, your pets in there, whatever it is. You can't get inside because of that situation. There's no mechanical key. You got to rely upon the power totally. Whatever your thoughts are, let me know in the comments below. How do you feel about EVs in general? Are you a fan? Not a fan? Are they the future? Can we replace all ICE vehicles on the road right now with electric vehicles? Okay, is that grid going to hold up? How are we going to power that? How are we going to power the grid with hope and wishes and dreams and aspirations? I don't really know, but whatever your thoughts are, let me know in the comments below. You guys know where I'm at. I'm not trying to rain on anyone's parade. If you like your Tesla, I love it. Have at it. I'm just saying, when you try to have the federales come in and force it and make everybody get it, I'm like, okay, that's all fine and dandy, but we got a few things to show up, like the grid being able to be powered, and also a simple thing like a mechanical key that can open the car when a 12-volt battery dies without warning. I'm just saying, some basic things like that might make me get a tad bit more on the EV train than I am right now. But whatever your thoughts are, please let me know in the comments below. And that's all I got to say for this video. If you like what you heard, please comment, rate, share, and subscribe. Peace.